Thank you so much for checking in with us on ABC 24 Plus, also on Facebook. I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Birchett. Meteorologist Kit Thomas back there crunching some numbers, doing a little bit of work as well. You might see him for a stream here a little bit later on this evening. Been a busy day in the Weather Center so far. We've been keeping an eye on what is looking more likely to be a pretty serious winter storm coming into the Mid-South and in Memphis this week at the end of the week and into the weekend. Now, if you know me, I don't like to hype stuff up for no reason. I don't get paid more if I hype up a winter storm. I try to save that for when it could actually be a big deal. And this could be one of those big deals. Still a little uncertainty in there. We're still several days away, so things can change. But the way this looks right now, this could be a pretty big deal for at least some of us here in the Mid-South. Again, still things could change, but that is the way things are looking right now as of Tuesday. Let's jump right in and get to it. We'll talk about our weather impact alert. As of right now, it looks like this could be a multi-day event. This is all going to start Friday night. So nothing to worry about between now and Friday night. A little bit of rain Wednesday, but it looks like that'll be all rain. But this all starts Friday night. It looks like it's going to continue through most of the day Saturday, possibly most of the day Sunday. We're going to have stuff falling out of the sky for a couple of days. So this is going to be a very long duration winter storm. It's not going to be a few hours and done. Again, this is going to start Friday night and really won't wrap up until Sunday, but impacts will continue longer than that. Again, this looks like what could be a significant winter storm with the potential for some parts of the Mid-South to see some heavy snowfall. So right now, again, we're still several days away, but I want to give you as early heads up as possible. Make sure you're monitoring the forecast. What you can go ahead and do now is plan for travel impacts. Travel is looking like it will be impacted for the weekend, possibly into next week as well. We're going to go into more detail in that here in just a bit. But to put this all into perspective, I wanted to show you some of the biggest one-day snow totals we've had in Memphis. I used the word historic on Facebook earlier regarding this storm because I think for some parts of the Southeast, this will be a historic storm. People were saying I was hyping it up a little bit. And again, I don't like to do that. I don't like to hype. But I think it's warranted. Look at these snow totals. This is since 1940 in Memphis, so in our lifetimes. The biggest one-day snowfall was 14.5 inches in 1963. Some of you might remember that. 1968 had a big one. Notice 2025 is on the list. Our snow last year, we picked up 7.5 inches in one day last January in Memphis. So if we get more than 7 inches in a day, that's going to put it in the top 5 biggest snows we've ever had. And I think that's possible, at least for parts of the Mid-South. So, yeah, historic, not out of the question, at least for some of us here in Memphis. Let's get over to the weekend forecast. We'll talk about this. By the way, I do have the Facebook comments pulled up, so if you have some questions, I'd love to hear from you, but I'm going to try to answer some of those already with the way the forecast is going. So again, this starts Friday night. Indications are it might be after sunset. I think the daytime Friday is okay. I don't think, at least at this point, necessarily schools will have any issue on Friday. Again, that timing could change a little bit, but for now it looks later in the day Friday into Friday night, and then it continues for Saturday, and it continues for Sunday. This is not a situation where, oh, maybe it's close enough to freezing. No, it's cold. 21 Saturday, 24 Sunday. Low temperatures in the teens. So not only do we have the winter storm that's going to be a big impact, it's also going to be dangerously cold. So again, we're not worried about, oh, maybe it's just rain. No, this will be some kind of wintry precipitation because temperatures will be in the teens and 20s through the weekend and likely into next week as well. So again, several days here of what looks to be a pretty significant winter storm. Andrew, we're not forecasting exact totals yet. It's still a couple of days out. We might do that tomorrow night or maybe Thursday. Just because things are still up in the air a little bit, I can tell you I think this is going to be a heavy snow. I think it could be a pretty serious snow for a good chunk of the Mid-South. Watches, warnings, things like that, probably tomorrow we will start to see those weather alerts come out for Stacy. So here's the hour-by-hour radar. Again, this is Friday morning, and you can watch the clock here up at the top of the screen. That'll kind of follow you hour by hour. Again, most of the day Friday's okay. We get the first little bit of wintry weather at about 10 o'clock on Friday, at least on this model. Again, this could speed up, this could slow down. This is just the way it looks right now. Blue is going to be your snow. Pink is where we could see a mix of either ice or sleet. We can go into more detail on what that could mean here in a second. But by 10 o'clock Friday, some kind of wintry weather starts to move in. Notice in Memphis, we're all blue. This is Saturday at noon. So in Memphis, I think it is all snow. That's at least how it looks right now. If that line moves up a little bit, could be a bigger issue. But where the pink is, southern Arkansas into Mississippi, even into parts of North Mississippi, that's where there could be a little bit of that mix. And I have a better map to show what I think about that here in a little bit. But I think Memphis and north is pretty much all snow. The further south you go, the more you might see some sleet or maybe some freezing rain mixing in as well. This is now Sunday morning at 5 a.m. So again, we told you this was going to start Friday night. It happened all day Saturday. Now it's continuing into Sunday morning. So this is over 24 hours now that we've been seeing winter precip. And it looks like this will continue for most of the day Sunday as well. So Friday night, this all starts. It continues all day Saturday. It continues for most of the day Sunday. It does look like by Monday morning, I don't think we're going to have anything else falling out of the sky. But the roads are going to be a big issue. Notice Monday morning, 22 degrees. So whatever falls, it's going to be there for quite a little bit. This is my map that I made. This is based off looking at several models. I just showed you one of those models. I've put in a couple of others into what I think could happen. Again, Memphis and points to the north. It looks like this is all snow, which I'll tell you, I would take the snow over the ice any day. The ice you do not want to deal with. So we're going to hope that this doesn't come up much further north. But I do think Memphis and points to the north, it looks like all snow. North Mississippi is where we could get a little bit more sleet to mix in. Now, I do think DeSoto County, Craig was just asking about OB. DeSoto County, far northern Mississippi, right along the state line, that's probably more snow. But the further south you go, I'm really going to be watching Clarksdale, Batesville, Marks, Oxford. That's where there could be some sleet that mixes in. And sleet's those little tiny ice pellets that fall. I'll show you more about that in a little bit. But the gist is if you get some sleet mixing in, it's going to lower your snowfall totals. So the more sleet mixes in, the less accumulation you will have in general. I would still take sleet over ice. And I think the further south you go, ice becomes a big concern. A lot of us remember 1994 and that major ice storm. We had several inches of ice fall and it just crippled the Mid-South. I am expecting a major ice situation down in central Mississippi into Alabama and Georgia. I'm really going to be watching Jackson, Starkville, Columbus, Birmingham, Atlanta. I think those areas have the best chance to see a significant ice storm. And that is just crippling. Ice, you cannot get any traction on ice. Sleet and snow, it's tough, but I would take that over the ice any day. Now again, could this move a little further north? Yeah, a couple of models show it. It brings that ice a little closer to Oxford. Most models do have Memphis as all snow, so I'm not as concerned about that ice making it all the way to Memphis, but we're really going to have to watch North Mississippi to see if that ice line comes any further north. By the way, where the snow does fall, eastern Arkansas, western Tennessee, into Memphis, even DeSoto County, there could be heavy snowfall. Again, this is happening over 3 days. So, I mean, if it's going to snow for 2 or 3 days, you're talking about a lot of snow, and it could be significant. It could be a major impact. Again, we're not quite ready to put out exact numbers yet. I think maybe by tomorrow if the models hold, but the numbers I'm seeing in some of the guidance would be a very significant storm that we have not seen in a very, very, very long time, even more than last year and maybe even more than 2021. Again, that could change. We're not ready to put the exact numbers out yet, but this could be a big one. Wardell asking about power outages. Anything's possible in winter weather because the roads are slick. People can drive into a pole. Power's out. Most of the power outages happen where there's ice because what happens is it literally rains. It's water falling out of the sky like a normal rain shower, but then it freezes on contact. So you get that ice buildup on the power lines. Again, you remember that from 94. The ice just coated those power lines and the weight took them down. So power outages are much more likely where there is ice. Again, there still could be outages where there is snow, but snow doesn't necessarily rip the power lines down. That would be a situation where there's just car accidents where people are running into the poles. But again, can change. We'll watch it. By the way, here's a look at those precip types of what we can see. Again, Memphis, I think it's all snow. I think we all know what snow is at this point. Sleet is those little ice pellets. They fall down as little pellets of ice. Again, I would take that over freezing rain and ice any day. Freezing rain is when it literally rains and freezes on everything, on the roads, on branches, on power lines. It's a disaster. Freezing rain is terrible. A quarter of an inch of freezing rain is enough to cripple us. And that could be for several days. So again, right now it looks like the freezing rain and ice would be mainly south of our area, Jackson, Interstate 20, Birmingham, Atlanta. We will see if it comes up. I think for us, it's going to be snow, maybe some sleet mixes in North Mississippi, which again, the more sleet, the lower overall accumulation because sleet doesn't accumulate as much as snow. If you get a sleet snow mix, it's going to cut down how much is actually on the ground. Mark, as far as how many inches for Memphis, it could be a big amount. We're not ready to put those totals out just yet, but I do think it could be a pretty significant snowstorm, heavy snow. Somewhere in the Mid-South we'll probably get, a good amount. We will watch the models and see what happens, but we are seeing some pretty high numbers out of some of the models. So again, we do have a weather impact alert for the weekend, snow and maybe a wintry mix in parts of North Mississippi. That all starts Friday night. I think that's probably going to be closer to 7, 8, 9 p.m. Friday. I would plan to be off the roads Friday night. I don't know if I'd be doing dinner because once this starts, things are going to go downhill pretty quickly. Snow continues Saturday and for most of Sunday before it clears out. And then again, maybe some of that wintry mix down into North Mississippi. The thing is, though, it stays very cold into next week. So this is not going to be a thing where Monday all is fine and good. We are going to be below freezing possibly through Wednesday. So whatever falls this weekend is still going to be an issue for Monday and Tuesday, maybe into Wednesday. So travel issues are going to continue into next week. So the weekend, definitely plan to be at home and off the roads. That could linger into early next week as well. Look at these temperatures. Friday at noon, already close to freezing. By the time that system starts to come in, temperatures just tank. Again, we're not worried about rain because it's way too cold for rain. This would all be pretty much snow, maybe some sleet. 6 a.m. Saturday, 15 degrees in Memphis, so plenty cold for snow. Like we said, snow continues pretty much all day Saturday. Could be heavy at times. I think, honestly, most of it could be heavy snow. 20 in Memphis, that's Saturday afternoon. And then we stay cold for most of Saturday into Sunday. Again, the snow ends Sunday night, but look at Monday morning, 11 a.m. It's still 21 degrees. Whatever's on the roads is not going anywhere. Yeah, they're going to be out treating the roads, clearing it out, but it's going to be a messy situation even through Monday. And then look at Tuesday morning. Single digits for some of us, 14 in Memphis, 8 in Oxford. We get to about 30 Tuesday afternoon. It might be Wednesday afternoon before we finally get some numbers in the mid-30s. So yeah, this is happening on the weekend, but I would plan for impacts at least through Wednesday. Again, temperatures below freezing from Friday night through at least Wednesday afternoon. So this is going to be a very long duration impact on the roadways. And again, just to remind you one more time, we're not forecasting exact numbers just yet. I want a couple of more model runs to get in. The one thing I don't want to do is throw out a number and then have to say, oh, never mind, I take it back. I changed my mind. I want to be certain that what we're putting out is correct. And Kit and I have talked about it. Daniel McDonald and I, our new meteorologist in the morning, we've discussed it. I think tomorrow we'll have a better idea. But what I can tell you is parts of the Mid-South will see a very heavy snowfall. That includes Memphis. It looks like it's all snow starting Friday night through Saturday and into Sunday. Snow is going to be falling. And that's why we could see heavy snow accumulations. The further south you go, the more you get into a mix. Right now, it looks like we could have some sleet mixing in Clarksdale, Batesville, Oxford. That's going to lower the overall totals of what's on the ground because those little sleet pellets don't accumulate as much as snow. So if you get any sleet mixing in, it's going to lower what is ending up on the ground. It looks like the ice and the freezing rain right now is mainly into central Mississippi. That's where we're going to have a big ice storm. Jackson, Starkville, Columbus, Birmingham, Atlanta. This could come further north. I think this is already going to be a big storm. If that ice comes any further north toward Oxford, Clarksdale, into North Mississippi, we could really have even bigger issues out there. And again, talking about power outages, you typically see power outages where there is ice. Not to say they can't happen in the snow, but you typically see the power outages most likely with ice. So if that comes any further north, we could see, more likely power outages. What I would say today, even without us putting out numbers, this will be a big impact. Through the weekend and early next week, just plan to hang out at home. Go to the store, give yourself a little extra time. It's busy already. Please do not buy out the whole store. We're talking about 4 days, really, that you might want to hang out inside. You do not need to buy 2 weeks worth of bread and milk. You might not want to buy bread and milk anyway. You might want something else to eat during the snow. Maybe have something just in case the power goes out. Hopefully that's not going to be a big deal. But get a couple of things, for a couple of days. I don't think you need to stock up like the world is ending. This is going to be a 4, maybe 5 day thing where the roads could be a little rough. And again, we will see if that changes a little bit with where the ice and freezing rain is. More ice would be a longer impact, a bigger issue. Snow is much easier to clear off the roadways, to treat on the roadways, and to get out of here. Since we are so cold, this will likely be a little bit more of a powdery snow. This is not going to be necessarily wet snow, maybe a little bit at first, but since it is colder, I think it's going to be more of that dry, powdery snow. Maybe that's a little easier to drive on, I don't know, but I think roads are still going to be pretty messy throughout the Mid-South, including in Memphis. So that is the update at this time. We'll probably do another stream later on today. So be sure you're following us on ABC 24 Plus. I know some of you are watching on Facebook. We do have a free app for your smart TV. Even if you don't have cable, search ABC 24 on your Roku, your Fire TV, your Apple TV, your Samsung. You can watch our live streams there as we provide details. We're going to be doing several live streams a day with further updates. You can also watch us on the ABC 24 app for your phone. Just search ABC 24. All of this is free, by the way, so you can get our updates there. And of course, we'll have newscasts and other streams and information going there as we get closer. So here is the 7-day forecast. Lots of red on there. It does look like we're going to have some rain on Wednesday. I don't want to skip over that. That's just not going to be that big of an impact. It does look rainy on Wednesday, light rain, temperatures in the 40s, so we're not expecting any winter weather on Wednesday, but there will be some rain showers through the day. Partly cloudy Thursday, we get to 50. So that could get those roads heated up a little bit, but I mean, when you get 3 days of snow, eventually it is going to start to stick no matter what the road temperature is because it's just going to cool itself down. Most of Friday is fine. By Friday evening and Friday night, we'll see the first couple of rounds of snow come in. And then once it starts Friday night, it's on. Saturday, we see snow for most, if not all of the day. Low of 15, high of 21. Some of that snow continues into Sunday. 16 your morning low with a high of 24. Monday, we're back to the sunshine, but with a morning low of 13 and a high of 26, whatever is on the roads is not going anywhere. Maybe that sun helps a little bit. Sometimes that sun can get just enough radiation into the earth that, it kind of heats it from underneath and we get a little bit of melting even though we're below freezing. But then it freezes again when the sun goes down. So I expect road issues to continue for Monday and Tuesday. 30 on Tuesday. It might be Wednesday of next week before we see temperatures get back above freezing. So again, pretty big impact. It looks like snow Saturday and Sunday, maybe a little sleet mixing in down in North Mississippi. I'll show you this map one more time. But I think for Memphis, it is going to be most, if not all, snow. There could be heavy snow. And then in North Mississippi, maybe a little sleet mixes in, which will lower the overall totals. Ice to the south of all of this, which I promise you we don't want ice. Somebody's going to get it, though. It looks like right now it's central Mississippi, central Alabama, and Georgia. We will hope that that ice does not come any further north, but it certainly could. So a big impact over the next few days. We're going to be watching Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday for what could be a pretty serious, maybe even a historic winter storm for Memphis and the Mid-South. We're going to keep you updated right here on ABC 24 Plus, also on Facebook. Be sure to follow us. We've got more details coming. Again, I never want to hype a storm up. That is completely against what I do. I try to be the chill guy most of the time, but when it's a big storm, I got to give you as much of a heads up as possible, and this could be a big one. We'll keep you updated here over the next few days on ABC 24 and ABC 24 Plus. For now, stay updated. Don't buy out the whole grocery store, please, because I got to go after this, but plan ahead for maybe a weekend inside, Monday and Tuesday. Those roads probably looking a little rough as well. We'll keep you updated right here on ABC 24 Plus. For now, I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Birchett. Thanks for joining us.